single leg barbell stiff leg deadlift. Now, pretty challenging exercise. When setting up, just make sure that you have the appropriate amount of weight on the bar, and more importantly, make sure that the weights you're using, the diameter is the standardized diameter. Reason being is, here I'm using 5 kilo weights. However, the diameter is a standard height that it's the same as if I'm using a 20 kilo or a 5 kilo plate. Some commercial gyms have weights that go down in size depending on the weight. So 20 kilos is always the standard size. And then when you get down to 5 kilos, it's about half the diameter of that of the 20 kilo plate. So if that's the case, if you aren't strong enough to be lifting with 20 kilos on each side, which not everyone will be, don't be afraid to use some sort of elevation to help put the bar in the correct position. Again, if you're using shorter plates. A simple way to do that is to just stack some plates underneath, or say for example, use some Pilates step boxes and place them underneath. Ideally you want the bar at about mid shin or just below mid shin on the floor. Now, actual setup of the exercise. So first things first, you're going to get into a single leg position. That means you're going to come sort of not exactly towards the center with that single leg, maybe just outside of it. You're going to tip forward. As you tip forward, your back leg is going to lift up into the air, grabbing the weight, creating tension, and lift. Same thing on the way down, slight bend in that planted leg, good posture, shoulders back, and down. Now, some things to keep in mind when performing this exercise. We always want good posture. The movement is occurring through the hip. I'm not flexing or extending through the spine to perform the exercise. My balance is on point. If you're really struggling with that, reduce the weight. But some other stuff to keep in mind as well is that I'm balanced on my foot. I'm not just on my heels, I'm not just on my toes. The pressure is right through the center. And something people often forget is, as my chest tips forward, my legs should simultaneously lift up and back. You almost want them to mirror. If you can imagine, this bottom half here is my leg, this top half here is my torso, and my hip is in the center. This is my planted leg here. You want it to move like that. If one side moves on its own, then it's going to be a more disjointed movement and you're not going to be as effective and fluid when performing the exercise. So again, here down to my leg is going to move together, pivoting through the hip. You will also need to maintain a small bend in the knee as well. That's being worked when performing the exercise. We don't want straight knees, slight bend in the knee. But again, the majority of the movement is through the hip.